Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is only for ancient Chinese culture, educations, and technology. So if you have other goals, please do not watch this channel. Today, I'd like to share with you two critical concepts of the ancient Chinese. The first one, in Mandarin, is said, 英雄不问出处. Translated literally, it means you don't ask the background of the hero. In other words, it means one respect the achievement of a person instead of looking at his background, seeing whether this guy is from the rich family, from the prestige family, from the royal family, from this famous sifu, from that famous teacher, or from this famous university. So the concept is, do not looking down on anybody. One need to appreciate and respect on people's achievement. Okay, this is a very important concept. This is the Chinese ancient culture. That means doesn't look down on people because he's poor. Okay, or because he doesn't have educations. You don't do that. Okay, because even people who is poor, who don't have educations, they still can accomplish, can be successful, and can contribute a lot to the civilizations. So this is very important, okay? Especially today in the democratic world. This ancient Chinese concept means everybody is born equal, okay? Now, the second concept I like to share with you is 修正了仪 in Mandarin. 修正了仪. 修正了仪 means one need to practice or training verified with truth. So another word is one have this theory which is truth. For example, like Newtonian's law in physics, the truth. Then one need to practice it, and then one have to verify it with the truth. So in other words, in engineering, the truth is Newtonian's law of physics. One do experiment based on that, and then one verified the result of the experiment based on that Newtonian physics, the law of physics. So there's no there's no mumbo jumbo, and there's no such thing as you believe me, and then you have this power, or you have this chi power, where one don't even know what is the truth, one don't even know how to develop it or train it, and one don't even know how to verify it. Okay? Well, until we know what is the truth, we have no way to train something, to verify something, and we have no way to find out what we do is correct or incorrect. What we do can get result or cannot get result. This is very important. That's why if you look at the story, the classical story of the Zen, the sixth patriarch Hui Ming. Hui Ming is illiterate. Okay, sixth patriarch. So he went to study, and of course when you're illiterate, people look you down. And he's from a poor family too. When he going to be a monk, he doesn't have the money, so there's this guy, a rich guy, who saw him say, well, this is a talented young person, so give him the money, and so Hui Nen, the sixth patriarch, can settle his family, his mother, and only that he went to become a monk, and he became the sixth patriarch. And also, as for the cultivations, he get right into the spot of the teaching of the Buddha nature, or the original face. You can read it in the Sixth Patriarch Platform Sutra. And with this illiterate guy, that's how Zen spread out big time in China, to Japan, to Korea, until today, to the entire world. That is how things are supposed to work. So go read the Sixth Patriarch Sutra, Sixth Patriarch Platform Sutra of the Hui Nen. Look at it. That is the reality of a real grandmaster. It is not about, hey, my Sifu is this way, my Sifu is that way. Okay? So, why do I share with you today? Because there's something inspire me. So again, since I have announced that the coming of my book, the new book, Wing Chun Inception, I have people wrote me this. This total rubbish, and I would like to know who are your teachers that make you look so foolish. Sorry, in Chinese, you violate this, okay? And then here again. You talk so much rubbish. You have no formal training in Wing Chun or Wing Chun, and yet we are supposed to take you serious? Stay in your YouTube training world. Well, say that to the sixth patriarch of the Zen, okay? And there is another one. Please tell us who are your teachers. This is not a difficult question. Again, violating this. The real Chinese, the real grandmaster in the Chinese teach you not to ask for other people's background. Okay? Go read the Sixth Patriarch Sutra. Today, in Chinese martial art, in Wing Chun, we always say Zen, 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 Zen. But did we go really read what the heck is really in the sutta? What is the real teaching? Didn't it say that learning have no junior or senior? Those who master it is the teacher? Didn't it say the same thing? Of this, do not ask for the background. You see? For past few decades, especially when traditional Chinese martial art, Qigong and Wing Chun passed to the West, it getting all this thing which is, people thought they practice Chinese practice, the Kung Fu practice, but they don't. They go somewhere else. Okay? what is the good to ask all this? Please tell us who are your teachers, okay? Or this total rubbish, and I would like to know who are your teachers, okay? And why should we take you seriously? You don't train in Wing Chun, so please tell us what you can contribute to your ranks. I suggest you go back behind a tree from where you come from. It is totally nonsense. Yet, I want to show you one thing. Since more than a year ago, this is in YouTube, in video. You can freeze the screen. This is in video. This is the interview made public by the one-arm boxer who defeated that Wing Chun Sifu. You know what he said here? One of this, it said that I trained Wing Chun for 7 years, but I cannot fight the boxer. I feel lost, and I have thought to give up Wing Chun. And then over here it said also, he discussed on how he defeat Wing Chun. He said that I have worked with blood and sweat, traditional Chinese martial art. Have you guys sweat and blood on your training? What is here? More than 1 year. Anybody reply and response to this? Instead of still, what is the time now? This is almost 2020 and still saying something like this. This total rubbish, and I would like to know who are your teachers and that make you look foolish. While in the entire YouTube and entire world, it's like that, okay? And in that page, so now the real question is here. You know, if this person is correct, he said that, why should we take you seriously? Do you train in Wing Chun? So please tell us what can you contribute to your rank. I suggest you go back behind a tree from where you come from. It is totally nonsense. Well, instead of looking into this, we just now have millions passing out where people watch it, the entire world and China, solve this darn thing, and still keeping down there, do not practice what the ancient Chinese practice, and sitting down there act like some kinds of god or some kind of a grandmaster. This is a problem. Technically and educationally, this is a problem. It's already go out track. If you look at this in the Chinese history, this type of behavior, you know it is going to cause downfall. The real reality out there, one is not going to solve it and sit within their chair and keeping doing whatever which is not accord to the teaching, not accord to the reality. Okay? You know, Bruce Lee have a quote. Bruce Lee on fitness, you can check it. Bruce Lee said this: too often one of those big belly masters will tell you that his internal power has sunk to his stomach. He's not kidding. It is sunk and gone. To put it bluntly, he is nothing but fat and ugly. Well, Bruce Lee said it 50 years ago, 40, 50 miles from this area. in California. So what is that? There is a reality of this. You train according to the law of nature, like the Newtonian law of physics. You verified it. It's not sitting down around there, hey, you don't train Wing Chun, who is your teacher? So in the Wing Chun Inception, which I wrote, this thing, from the resting zone to the zone 5 for fighting, for conditioning, for warm up, cool down, for recovery, charging and healing. You want to talk about Qi Gong, mind power? It's all there. And you know what? Get the wearable soul, like this one, the Polar Vantage V with the orthostatic test, with the polar strap and all this thing. Go check it out. Where are we trained? This is according to the ancient Chinese. You train according to the truth, or the Tao, or the natural law, or the, like today's, the law of physics. And then you verified it. Okay? Nobody have to be fighter, because everybody born different. Somebody can be really good in recovery here. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, that's good. Like in the big family, you want brother number 1 is good in fighting, brother number 6 is good in this recovery, the chi handling. You want the brother number 3 is good in the conditioning, force flow, and all those stuff. However, you know the entire thing. But nobody need to prove themselves that, you know, I have to be able to fight, you know, all this kind of thing, and nobody will be able to say that, hey, you know what, fight me. You don't using your mouth, using your hand. What kind of idiot of talk is that? The Chinese didn't teach that way. Okay? Even Bruce Lee doesn't do that. Look at his Tao of Jeet Kune Do book. It's all this. So right now, because we have an advantage of a better technology, get this, to check it out, where one have this, okay? And if one have this big stomach, like Bruce Lee say, the big belly, that's just plain fat and ugly. How the hell is that? That is got to do with any martial art grandmaster? Is that fit at all? What is the cholesterol level? What is the A1C or the blood glucose? What is the cardio? Can one even breathe? What is the SOP2, SPO2? If one have this big belly, what is the SPO2? What is the all those measurement today, the heart rate variability and everything, which is shown in the Wing Chun Inception, the heart rate variability and the heart rates. Okay, so if one want to be a sifu or anything, sitting down there, keeping asking who is your teacher, your sifu, and then have a formal training in Wing Chun, it's time to what? It's time to turn into this. Okay, unless you go this, there is no way one can answer these questions. There is no way one can answer these questions, which have already out there in the entire world, and millions of people look at it. Okay, this is belong to these Xi Xiaodong students, right? I mean, the one-arm boxer. So there's a difference. The Chinese is not training their people to be like a doo-doo bird. When the reality face here, they don't do anything about it. It's because the dodo bird living in their daydream, fantasy. The ancient Chinese didn't say about it. Bruce Lee didn't go do that way. And so what, Grandmaster? See? Remember these two concepts. Look at people's achievement. Everybody is born equal. Everybody have a chance to contribute, to be great. And nobody need to be the best fighter all year long, all day long, or the entire world have to praise on he's a fighter. It's like this society. You need doctor, medical doctor. You need engineering. You need engineer. You need lawyer. You need social worker. Can you say that social worker is nothing? Only the guy who is the CEO of the corporate is something? You cannot say that. Especially in a democratic world like this. What type of thinking is that? So, as a conclusion, since Huinan 1,000 many hundred years ago, until Bruce Lee, until today, we have all of this. Why don't all the teacher or the sifu show their heart rate profile and the heart rate variability? If you say that, oh, I'm good in fighting, well, show your heart rate and heart rate variability and orthostatic test if you want to train somebody. If you're good in the Qi, as you talk about, then you show again the heart rate and the heart rate variability. Can you do it then? If you cannot do it, how can you teach people? It is scientific base. It is the ancient Chinese teaching base. And it fit into the real world. From 1,500 years ago, China, in the Tang Dynasty, when they have this meditations and so forth, all this sorted out, realized and verified until today. We have this scientific way. This simple. So if you spend 40, 50 years in Qigong or whatever thing, will you be able to handle this heart rate and heart rate variability? Will you be able to handle it? It doesn't have to be the top of the world, but do you be able to handle it or not? If you're not, what is your Xiu Lim Tao practice is for? So Wing Chun Inception is going to tell you what actually the ancient, what are they practice in today's language in terms of this. The theory, the process, and the verifications. Now we have it because this is 2020. So we know what, why, and how. We don't know what, why, and how. How the world are we going to supposed to face this? You can. So this is to share with you. As what I was saying that in the beginning, this channel always is an educations for, and the technology of the ancient Chinese. It is a democratic world. One need to learn. Didn't the Wing Chun say, everybody say, learning have no senior or junior. The one who have mastered it is the teacher. Hey, people follow that? Or still want to be the spokesman of God? Who's your teacher? You have no formal training and so forth, so forth. So finally, let me share with you. At the end of the Wing Chun Inception, I put on the relics from a movie called Dying to Survive. Dying to Survive. This is a very good movie on how people help the cancer patient because they cannot afford the medicines. A Chinese movie, and it is in Chinese, so I translate it. Okay, so this is what I put at the end of the Wing Chun Inception. Only when one let go of self-righteousness and falsehood, one can find the answer. In our courage to live and to keep on going, we do not have the halos of gods. Halo means H-A-L-O, okay? You and I, but ordinary. So we are ordinary. We are subject to this thing, okay? No grandmaster can build or build anybody out. We are ordinary person. We subject to this. And we are all ordinary person, as the ancient Chinese said, don't ask for what is the background of that successful guy. He can be from rich family, poor family, prestige family, royal family, or really low caste. But you respect him because his contributions. And we verified the training and the result with the truth. This is very affordable these 2 days, okay? And one might not even have to get as good one as this one, okay? Based on what is the area one want to train. So this is to share with you today. Pride and prejudice causing downfall in any systems or country. We know that from the ancient history.